Las Vegas has always sold itself as a dream, the bright lights of the Strip, the promise of big wins, the excitement of a city that never sleeps. But behind the glowing neon lies a reality few want to admit. Vegas isn't just a destination, it's a trap. And once you step inside, nobody escapes untouched. For tourists, the trap begins the moment they book a room. The price looks fair until the resort fees appear $40, $50, sometimes even $60 per night added without warning. Park your car, that's another $25 a day. Sit at the roulette table, it's 000, meaning the odds are stacked higher against you than ever before. Even the famous buffets, once symbols of cheap luxury, now cost $50 per ticket and leave visitors wondering if they've been played. But it's not just the travelers who are caught. Workers from dealers to housekeepers, from bartenders to cab drivers are trapped in a system that keeps them living paycheck to paycheck. Layoffs reduce shifts and rising rents force them into impossible choices. They built the city, yet they can't afford to live in it. This isn't an accident. It's how the system was designed. The question is no longer, is Las Vegas in trouble? The question is whether this entire city is proof that the American dream itself has become a trap. The Vegas trap didn't appear overnight. It was carefully built over decades, layer by layer, until both tourists and workers found themselves caught with no way out. To understand the collapse we see today, you have to trace how the so-called entertainment capital of the world transformed from a playground of possibility into a machine designed to extract every last dollar. In the beginning, Las Vegas grew by selling the idea of affordable luxury. Families could drive in from California, Arizona, or Utah, book a cheap room on the Strip, and enjoy a weekend filled with shows, buffets, and gambling. The illusion was that anyone could live like a high roller for a few days. But over time, the corporations behind the casinos realized there was more profit in building traps than in building dreams. The first trap came with hidden fees. By the mid-2000s, hotels began tacking on resort fees, charges of $40 to $60 per night that weren't listed in the advertised price. What was once a straightforward stay turned into a rigged bill. Then came the parking charges, a betrayal of Vegas's old promise of free parking for all. Suddenly, visitors were paying $15 to $25 per day just to leave their car at a casino they were already spending money in. On the gaming floors, the trap tightened further. Roulette tables added a third zero, creating 000 roulette. The move pushed the house edge higher than ever. What looked like a fun game became a mathematical guarantee of faster losses. To the corporations, it was brilliant. To the players, it was theft dressed up as entertainment. Even the buffets, once symbols of abundance, became part of the snare. In the 1990s, tourists could enjoy a lavish spread for under $10. Today, many buffets cost $50 or more with fewer options and smaller portions. What was once a reward for visiting Vegas now feels like punishment. The numbers prove the strategy has backfired. In 2019, Las Vegas welcomed 42.5 million visitors. By 2025, that number has fallen to just 19.66 million year-to-date, a catastrophic drop that shows tourists are walking away from the trap altogether. Instead of filling hotels and casinos, visitors are taking their money to Cancun, Macau, Singapore, and European cities that deliver value without hidden costs. But the most dangerous part of the Vegas trap isn't just the money it takes, it's the way it reshapes expectations. Tourists arrive thinking they'll win, that they'll indulge, that they'll experience something magical. Instead, they leave feeling tricked, used, and bitter. And when an entire city relies on repeat visitors, bitterness is poison. This is the making of the trap, a slow shift from giving people reasons to love Vegas to giving them reasons to regret it. And once regret becomes the main memory, the trap tightens, leaving behind only empty rooms, angry tourists, and a city that no longer knows how to escape its own design. For tourists, the Vegas experience was supposed to be unforgettable, and it still is, but not for the reasons they hoped. More and more visitors leave the Strip not with stories of jackpots and dazzling shows, but with a sense that they were caught in a carefully designed trap. Take the story of a family from Los Angeles. They booked a 3-night stay at a well-known strip resort for around $1,000. But by the time they checked out, the bill had ballooned with resort fees, parking charges, and taxes they never expected. The parents admitted, "We could have flown to Mexico for less." What was marketed as a fun getaway became a warning not to return. It isn't just Americans who feel the sting. Chinese tourists, once among the Strip's most lucrative visitors, have dramatically declined. In 2019, more than 310,000 Chinese visitors came to Las Vegas. By 2025, that number has plummeted. Many now prefer Macau, where the odds may still favor the house, but the treatment feels more respectful. Similarly, Canadian travelers once filling Vegas hotels for long weekends increasingly choose domestic vacations or cheaper destinations like Cancun. One glaring example of how Vegas mishandled international tourism is the Formula One Grand Prix. Corporations poured in over $20 million in sponsorships expecting the event to bring prestige and deep-pocketed visitors. Instead, it backfired. Hotel rates soared above $1,000 per night. Traffic on the Strip was paralyzed, and many attendees complained that the experience was overpriced and underwhelming. Instead of winning new fans, Vegas pushed even more people away. Even traditional attractions are losing their magic. The once famous buffets are now symbols of excess cost. Tourists who remember paying $15 or $20 for endless food are shocked to find buffets priced at $50 or more. A Canadian visitor summed it up. Vegas isn't about fun anymore. It's about how much they can take from you before you leave. Entertainment shows have also turned into part of the trap. Tickets for headline acts like Cirque du Soleil or international pop stars now run into the hundreds of dollars per seat. For many visitors, that's unaffordable, especially when combined with inflated hotel costs and gambling losses. Instead of returning home with memories of excitement, they carry the frustration of being drained. The statistics confirm this growing dissatisfaction. The average length of stay for Vegas tourists has dropped from 3.4 nights in 2019 to closer to 2 nights by 2025. Spending per visitor is also falling. Guests gamble less, order fewer drinks, and skip shows altogether. What used to be indulgence now feels like financial survival. And yet, despite the frustration, tourists often feel they have no choice. Some say, "It's Vegas, you have to go at least once." But after that first experience, they rarely return. The trap works once, maybe twice. But after being burned, visitors redirect their loyalty to other destinations that deliver value. This is the cruel genius of the Vegas trap. It lures people in with a promise, takes as much as possible during their stay, and leaves them with the bitter taste of regret. The corporations behind the Strip bet that there would always be new visitors to replace the disillusioned ones. But, as the declining numbers show, that bet has failed. The pool of new visitors is shrinking, while the pool of dissatisfied ex-tourists grows larger every year. The truth is clear. Tourists don't just fall into the Vegas trap, they are the fuel that keeps it running. And once they realize the system was never built for them to win, they stop playing altogether. That's why the Strip looks emptier now, even on nights when the lights still shine as bright as ever. If tourists are the first victims of the Vegas trap, the workers who keep the city running are the ones caught deepest inside. For decades, the Strip relied on an invisible army of dealers, housekeepers, bartenders, cooks, taxi drivers, and stagehands. They are the ones who make the casinos sparkle, the shows dazzling, and the hotels feel alive. But in 2024 and 2025, these very workers have become prisoners of the system they helped build. The layoffs have been relentless. Companies like MGM Resorts International and Caesars Entertainment quietly cut thousands of jobs as visitor numbers plunged. Many employees who once worked full-time now see their hours reduced, their benefits stripped, and their paychecks shrink. One dealer who worked at a major Strip casino for more than 15 years put it simply, "Vegas doesn't feel like opportunity anymore. It feels like a trap." Even those who still have jobs are struggling. Housekeepers once guaranteed steady work now clean half-empty hotel floors, making fewer tips. Bartenders serve fewer drinks because guests order less or skip alcohol altogether. Restaurant servers report diners splitting entrees or skipping meals. In a city built on gratuities, this decline is devastating. The economic squeeze is made worse by the soaring cost of living. In Clark County, the median rent has jumped nearly 30% in just 3 years. Add in the return of foreclosures, and families are once again packing up just as they did after the 2008 housing crash. The cruel twist. Many of those losing homes today are the very workers who helped Vegas recover from that last disaster. For many, leaving isn't even an option. Some workers are tied down by mortgages, auto loans, or credit card debt. Others lack the savings to start fresh elsewhere. They are trapped in a cycle they can't afford to stay, but they can't afford to leave. This is the silent prison of the Vegas economy. And while workers fight to survive, casino executives are still taking home multi-million-dollar bonuses. The contrast is staggering. The people who polish hotel lobbies, serve cocktails with a smile, and deal cards with precision are treated as disposable, while those at the top insist that cutting jobs is necessary for efficiency. For the workforce, the message is clear. You are not part of the dream. You are part of the cost. The pain extends beyond the Strip. Taxi drivers and rideshare operators report fewer fares from the airport. Small restaurant owners off the Strip say business is down because tourists spend all their cash on inflated casino prices. Even street performers, who once made hundreds on tips in a night, now struggle to scrape together enough to survive. Every corner of the city's working class is being squeezed by the same trap. The psychological toll is just as heavy. Many workers describe a sense of betrayal. For decades, they believed they were part of something bigger, a city built on opportunity where hard work meant security. Now that belief is shattered. As one longtime cocktail server said, Vegas was supposed to be the dream. Now it's a nightmare I can't wake up from. The irony is cruel. Without these workers, there would be no Vegas. The casinos may have billion-dollar architecture, the shows may feature world-class performers, but without the unseen workforce keeping it all running, the Strip would be nothing more than empty buildings. And yet, those workers are the ones most trapped, crushed between corporate greed and economic reality. This is what the Vegas trap looks like from the inside, a city that chews up its own people, spits them out, and pretends the lights are still shining as bright as ever. The tourists may come and go, but the workers live the collapse every single day. To see Las Vegas only as a city in trouble is to miss the larger story. Vegas is more than a destination, it's a mirror reflecting America itself. The same forces that have turned the Strip into a trap are the same ones trapping millions of Americans every day. Look at consumer debt. In 2025, U.S. credit card balances have soared past $1.3 trillion, with delinquency rates climbing to their highest levels since the 2008 financial crisis. Families across the country are struggling to keep up with rising rents, mortgage payments, auto loans, and student debt. The middle class, once strong enough to make Vegas weekends a tradition, is being crushed under the weight of financial obligations. If people can't afford their everyday bills, how can they afford a $300 Vegas hotel room or a $50 buffet? The housing story in Vegas is also an echo of the nation. Clark County foreclosures are rising again, reminding everyone of the dark days of 2008, when entire neighborhoods turned into ghost towns. Across the U.S., from California to Florida, housing markets are showing similar stress. Vegas may be flashing the warning signs sooner, but the same storm is building nationwide. There's also the collapse of trust in institutions. Just as tourists feel tricked by resort fees and triple-zero roulette, Americans feel tricked by a system that promises stability but delivers insecurity. The phrase "the American dream" used to mean upward mobility and opportunity. Now for many, it feels like another bait and switch, just like the Strip. Consider Atlantic City. Once marketed as the East Coast Vegas, it collapsed when casinos closed, tourists vanished, and local jobs disappeared. Today, Atlantic City is a shadow of its former self. The same playbook is unfolding in Las Vegas, only on a bigger and more dangerous scale. If Vegas, with all its brand power, international fame, and endless neon, can fall, what hope do smaller cities have? And then there's the global perspective. Tourists who once saw Vegas as the world's crown jewel of entertainment now compare it to other destinations. Macau, Singapore, Cancun, and even Dubai offer experiences that feel more authentic, more rewarding, or simply more affordable. America is losing its ability to hold on to its own crown jewel. The decline of Vegas is not just about one city, it's about the decline of U.S. influence in global tourism. But perhaps the most haunting connection between Vegas and the rest of America is psychological. Vegas has always thrived on illusion, the idea that you could beat the odds, that you could live a fantasy for a weekend. America has sold a similar illusion that anyone can rise, that hard work guarantees security. In both cases, the lights are dazzling, but the reality is darker. People leave feeling drained, disillusioned, and betrayed. This is why the Vegas trap matters so much. It isn't just about casinos or hotels, it's about a system that promises too much, delivers too little, and leaves people stuck in debt, regret, and despair. Vegas may be the most obvious stage, but the same performance is playing out across the country. When analysts warn that Vegas is collapsing, what they're really saying is that America itself is in danger of collapsing under the same pressures: debt, inequality, exploitation, and broken promises. The Strip is not just a tourist attraction, it's a cautionary tale. And here's the chilling truth: just as nobody can escape the Vegas trap, once they're inside, nobody can fully escape the American version of it either. From households drowning in debt to workers trapped in low-paying jobs, the pattern is unmistakable. Vegas is simply the neon warning sign flashing across the desert sky, telling the rest of the country what comes next. By now, the pattern is undeniable. Las Vegas isn't collapsing because of one bad year or one unlucky event. It's collapsing because it was never designed to let people truly win. The truth is, this Vegas is not broken, it's working exactly as intended. And that's why nobody can escape the trap. For tourists, the illusion is the bait. The glowing billboards on the Strip, the promise of a jackpot, the endless images of buffets and luxury suites, all of it sells the idea that anyone can live like a winner. But from the moment a visitor books a hotel, the trap is already set. Resort fees, parking charges, $20 cocktails, and 000 roulette wheels guarantee that the house profits before a guest even unpacks. The system is built to let you think you're playing while quietly ensuring you're paying. For workers, the trap is even harsher. They are the backbone of the city, yet they live on the edge of survival. Layoffs, shrinking shifts, and rising rents keep them tethered to jobs that barely cover their bills. Many are stuck in mortgages or debts they can't escape. They clean the rooms, deal the cards, pour the drinks, and yet they can't afford the very lifestyle they create for others. They are proof that the Vegas dream was never meant to be shared with those who built it. For America, Vegas is the truth revealed in neon. The credit card debt crisis mirrors gambling losses. The housing crash in Clark County echoes national instability. The feeling of being trapped, of working harder, paying more, and getting less, is not just a Vegas story. It's the American story. The Strip is simply the most visible stage for a performance happening everywhere. The harsh reality is that the Vegas trap was deliberate. Casinos don't want you to win. Hotels don't want you to save. The system thrives only if you keep losing just enough to come back, or spending just enough to believe the fantasy for one more night. And when you finally walk away bitter and broke, the next wave of tourists takes your place. It's not failure, it's the design. This is why attempts to fix Vegas fall flat. Lowering prices on a few shows, adding another billion-dollar attraction, or marketing to new tourists won't undo decades of exploitation. The foundation of the city is the trap itself. Remove the trap, and you remove the profits. Keep the trap, and you destroy trust. Either way, the outcome is the same decline. The ultimate truth is chilling: Las Vegas doesn't need you to escape the trap. It needs you to stay inside it. The moment you realize that the fantasy unravels, the lights stop looking magical, the jackpots stop feeling possible, and the whole city is revealed for what it really is: a giant machine designed not to entertain you, but to consume you. This is why nobody escapes. Not the tourists, not the workers, not even America itself. Because the trap isn't an accident. It's the plan. In the end, the story of Las Vegas isn't about casinos, buffets, or flashing neon. It's about a trap so carefully built that it pulls in everyone. The tourists chasing jackpots, the workers trying to survive, even the nation that calls this city a symbol of the American dream. Walk the Las Vegas Strip today, and the illusion is still there. The fountains of the Bellagio, the glowing dome of the Sphere, the endless ads for jackpots and shows. But behind that glitter lies the reality. Empty hotel rooms, families leaving town, workers laid off, and tourists who swear they'll never come back. The dream hasn't just faded, it's been exposed. The truth revealed is simple, but brutal. Vegas was never built for you to win. It was built so that no matter how many chips you bet, how many nights you stay, or how many drinks you buy, the house always walks away richer and you walk away poorer. That's the Vegas trap. And once you see it for what it is, you realize it's not just about one city in the desert. It's about how America itself has turned into the same game, promising opportunity while quietly stacking the odds against its own people. So, the question isn't, will Las Vegas recover? The real question is, if nobody can escape the Vegas trap, how many other traps are waiting across America? Tell us what you think in the comments. Have you ever felt caught in the Vegas trap yourself? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the truth about Vegas is just the beginning.